What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. Let's talk about it. But before we do that, do me a favor. Hit that like button, and if you're new, hit the subscribe. It's free to you, but it means a lot to me. And I wanted to have a little fun, and you've been watching me for a while. I try my best to keep it 100 and show my intentions behind the things that I do. So I thought it'd be fun if people ask me some questions and I break down my thought process while answering. Also, I want to talk about expectations, and I also want to talk about self love because me being melanated African American Negro, what up, perp? Whatever you choose to label people who look like me, dark skin, whatever you choose to label me as. A lot of times in life, for some odd reason, sometimes when people like me have self love, they think that means they hate other races, even, beliefs. Just because you have a religious or spiritual belief don't mean you hate others. And I just wanted to have a conversation about that. Um, but I want to share something with you because this was very profound to me. And it's a quote from Bruce Lee. I'm a big martial arts fan, so I want to share this quote from Bruce Lee that not only do I utilize it, but with this, with the understanding of this, I kind of adapted it in a different way and utilize it. But Bruce said, "Be formless, shapeless like water. If you put water into the cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into the bottle, it becomes the bottle. If you put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or water can crash. Be water, my friend." And what I understood from that was to be adaptable, be open to change, and be able to adapt to situations. Um, Sometimes, like you said, sometimes you have to flow, but water can also be destructive. Water can create or water can destroy, depending on what the situation calls for. Be able to adjust and adapt to the situation. And I got a habit of when I apply things, I do it in a way where I say I practice it, or I make it a part of my life. And then doing that one day, I was on vacation with my wife, and we was at a beach down in Panama City, and I'm watching the waves come in and out. And I thought of this quote, and sometimes the waves you will see it bring in like seaweed, and sometimes the seaweed stick to the beach, and other times it wash back out. And I started thinking of information in the way of the wave, and I realized that to be shapeless and formless is to be able to receive information and push out. When I receive information, I take in the things that can benefit me, and the rest I push out. And that's how I receive information on all levels. If it's interacting with people, if it's reading a book, if it's watching a movie, I always look for things that I can utilize, things that I can use um, to make my life better, or things that I can use as a tool to possibly solve a current problem or maybe something to come along in the future. Anything that I can add to make myself a better version of myself, I'm willing to listen to. And not only willing to listen to, I'm willing to be open to the information. Because, like I said, you never know. You can get good information from anybody. Some of the best information I got was from drunk people, alcoholics, winos. Some of the best information I got from them. Some of the worst information I got in life were from intellectual people. So information comes in many different ways, and it can come from many different people. That's why I'm always open to hear other people's perspectives or other people's ways of thinking, because even listening to a kid, you can get a different perspective or view of things. Um, so I'm always open. But I wanted to talk about. I think this leads into big conduit exactly, Perk. I think this leads into um, first thing I want to talk about, which is expectations. Me personally, I don't believe in the concept. I think it's useless, so I don't use it. I replaced it with other things, but the reason I don't use it is because, in my experience here, anytime I put expectations on people or people told me their expectations of me, usually didn't work out. I'm not even gonna say work out. Live up to. I use that term. Usually, I didn't live up to other people's expectations, and other people never really lived up to mine. Because what an expectation is um, my perception or my understanding of what I think someone else should be or do. And a lot of times you'll become disappointed. Sometimes people meet your expectations, but even there's been times when I understood. What up, Marshmallow? She's here by what? What is that? A lot of times, I had expectations on people, and um, they lived up to them, but it was done purposely to get me comfortable in a vulnerable position. So I learned that even though people may meet expectations, sometimes what's more important is the intention. So, and also what me not having expectations, the thing I gain out of it is I have a greater appreciation when people do nice things for me. The easiest way I can say it, I have a greater appreciation when I don't expect it, you know. Um, and some say, well, if you're interacting with people, you should have boundaries or expectations that people should meet. And that's true. But in my case, like I said, I replaced it. And what I replaced it with is they say treat others as they treat you. So I replaced it with more faith. Faith, if I do right by others or the way I treat others, I get it in return. And when I don't get it, I'm not disappointed. I just understand that person or that thing is not for me. So I replaced it with faith. What? Nah, you gotta go. See ya. I don't play in my chat, bro. Especially with my people. You out of there and you out of there. I don't need that, bro. Yeah, you're not gonna play. Go ahead and for some reason to say error timeout. I can't. I don't know if you already blocked them, but yeah, get them out of there. Yeah, and that's like I said, I got faith. I got faith, and even with this channel, I don't do the beef, and I don't do the insulting. I don't do none of that. So if you come in my chat, I ask nicely once. After that, then you block. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I got faith. People come here and do the right thing, but if you don't, I have no problem with blocking or getting rid of people. I'm a small channel, so I don't do nothing. I'm not here for the clicks and views. I'm here to share and to give and receive information. That's why I'm here. So uh, none of that bothers me. See you. We could do this all day, bro. I'm good. And then You in here, you come in my chat and on my page to harass a woman who um, is not bothering you in here. I don't know what happened outside of here, but me knowing purpose, you don't bother nobody. But you want to come in here, that don't fly, bro. We on the internet. If you a male, be a male, man. Be a male. Have a nice life. I mean, the energy that you spend in trying to harass her, you could be using that to do something positive in your own life. I mean, use that energy for you. You know, Bert Beard, you got the master wrench, so block them. They ain't want it here. Not with that energy. Oh, you ain't got to explain yourself to me. Um, you ain't even got to, there's no explanation needed. There's people like that in the world. But the thing is, when you get people like that, there's no point of, I call it transmutation of energy. They give you negative energy, you get rid of it and use it for something positive. I don't have to yell, scream, scared or none of that stuff. I'm good. Have a nice life. You can get on any amount of troll accounts and come here. It ain't nothing but a click of a button to me. And I ain't even got to do it. I got perp in the crowd. So, yeah, I ain't going to stop the train. But I would say this to you. If you listening, you should use the energy. Um, you should use the energy that you're using to come at her. Use it on yourself and make yourself a better version of what you are now. I mean, time is precious. We ain't here forever. So why waste it on harassing somebody when you can utilize it to become a better you? Just a suggestion, not telling you what to do, but it won't go down here. And I will ask this too. Anybody coming in here watching this on playback or watching it live, I don't, me personally, I don't do all the drama. I don't get it in my real life, and I'm not doing it on here. And I'm an adult. So if we have an issue or situation, we can have a conversation. And if we can't resolve it by that, you go your way, I go mine. Nah, you good. There ain't nothing to be sorry for. You good. Like I said, transmutation of energy, that don't bother me. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I don't go back and forth with people in real life, so I'm not going to do it on here with people. It is I take that energy and I use it, and I use it as a learning lesson. It's part of the show anyway, right? I'm showing you my thought process, so now people can see how I think when people come in and troll. What up, Nate? Appreciate you, brother. Oh, you know what? Hold on, Nate. I gotta switch your stick too. Let me do it on YouTube. That's the only way I know how to do it anyway. So you gonna see your stick drop, but you about to get it right back. Yeah, we had a troll, Nate. You missed it, bro. You missed all the troll fun. Somebody coming in here trying to troll my super mod. That's the mod of the decade. Hold on. How do I? Okay, hold on, Nate. You gonna see it move, but I gotta put it back. There you go. That's the super mod. Now I got two super mods. Yeah, but so that's why I don't utilize and I just replace the expectations with faith. I have faith in people. I have faith if I do right by people, they'll do right by me. And I move and walk like that. I don't and like I said, by doing that, it I assume the responsibility and accountability of interactions that I have with people. If they work out, great. If not, then I move forward and I learn from it. And that helps me with clarity when things don't work out. I'm better to assess why it didn't work out versus looking at the person like, well, I expected them to do this or do that. No one has to do anything that they don't want to do. Everyone has the right to pursue happiness in a form or way they choose to. So if a relationship between me and somebody don't work out, I didn't have any expectations in the first place. So I can look at things in a sense and analyze what I did wrong and how to move forward. As far as what they did wrong, I can look at that too. But first, anytime something goes wrong in my life, the very first thing I do is look at myself and see what I could have did right or wrong. Because by doing that, I don't make, and this is just me. I don't like excuses. So me having an encounter with somebody and it not working out, if I say, well, it's their fault, even if it is, I don't like excuses. So I look at it like this. If I have some type of relationship with a person and what up 22 and it don't work out, first thing I do is self-reflect, see what I could have did better or what I could have did different, or even if I should have indulged in a relationship in the first place. Once I do that, um, I can move forward and I can learn. But if I have an encounter with somebody and it don't work out, and I say, well, they did X, Y, and Z, and I put the earnest on them, I, a lot of times what happens is you fall back into those same habits of dealing with those same type of people. But what works for me is self-reflecting, understanding that I'm not built to be around certain type of people. So that's why I don't do expectation at all. No purpose. I don't need it. And like I said, anytime you take something away, you replace it. And I just simply use faith, something that we all use. You know, um, I got a crazy definition of that too. But then I want to talk about self love too, because like I said, I've been in groups where because I'm melanated black, whatever you want to call me, that I had self pride and self love. People thought that I hate them, and it's not. You know, having self love is something that um, I think we all should have. We all should have. I mean, loving who you are, as far as race, belief, eye color, hair texture, you should love all that. And just because I love myself don't mean I hate you. Just because I think people that look like me are pretty or beautiful or wonderful or even gods, that don't mean I hate anybody else. That don't mean that. Not for me. I'm not saying that's not possible that people can believe. Yeah, give me 1 second, bro. Let me just break this down and I'll throw the link up 22. Um, but yeah, just because I love self don't mean I hate nobody else. Um, what's missing in people that look like me is self love. And a lot of times, and I'm not saying everybody, but it has in my personal life, it has been people because even if I use the term pro black, they think that's anti white or anti, and it's not. Just because I want to see people that look like me succeed, I think we all do, right? Don't, if you ever watched a sporting event and someone who looked like you won, you were happy because you can relate to them. That's what happens. We relate to things that look like us. And a lot of times that can build self confidence and self pride. What up, Liz? Liz, I appreciate you for sharing earlier that you truly you are a living working example of what my grandmother always told me about not only being a black woman, but just being a woman. Period. That for some reason black women have this uncanny ability to find strength in times where most will be weak. And you are truly inspiring for what you're going through and the way you um, interact with other people and the love you show. Um, you truly inspire. And I thank you because your story is truly humbling and it shows me how much further I have to go. Um, but I appreciate that. If y'all can do me a favor, put y'all links in the chat, everybody. Make sure y'all links in the chat. And if you're watching this live or on Playback, please visit any links on here. Subscribe. Supporting one another is easy and it's free. It don't hurt. Even if you don't watch all the content, at least supporting them, because that's what we need more of in life is supporting one another. It's easy to break things down, but it's more enjoyable to build them. And building positive relationships with people on here, I think we can show not only YouTube, but we can actually show the world that people who really don't know each other can come together to support and help each other, even if it's just a click and a like. So please do that. Nah, I ain't about to fart, bro. Uh, but yeah, self love. I think everybody should do that. And like I said, because I got black pride. I love the vessel, the vehicle that my soul was put in. That don't mean I hate nobody. You know, I can love myself and love other people too. So, and I know it don't intimidate all, but it do intimidate some when someone can, even from other races. You see a white person having self love. Some black people might think that they racist or just hate all black people. Well, no, they just love themselves and love people who look like them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We got to let that go. Um, if anything, you should admire someone who can love themselves, especially if they got flaws. Oh, Platty, I know it's hard. Realist, what up, brother? Man, y'all missed the troll. Platty got him out of here though, but y'all would have had fun with him. I just gave him a conversation. I didn't give him the flamethrower like Nate, but yeah, I gave him a conversation. But yeah, let's not be intimidated about. And I'm not talking about conceitedness. I'm not talking about even overly confident or pride. I'm talking about someone who has self confidence and self love for themselves. That should be attainable for everybody. That should be something we all inspired to. I apologize. Yeah, that's something that we all should be inspired to have more self love. And I think if we do that, it's harder for me to not like someone who look like me and harm them if I love myself. And I truly mean that. The more I love myself and I love people who look like me, I don't want to do anything bad. Sometimes even when they do something bad to me, I'm willing to walk away because I understand they might not be where I'm at right now. Sometimes it takes time for people to have a deeper understanding of self. Like I said, to love myself is to love people who look like me. That's what to love self is. You know. And sometimes, like in your family, you might get that one big mouth auntie, but you love her so much, you respect her and walk away. So that's how I look at self love, and that's how I look at even dealing with people who look like me, who might not be kind or polite to me. I'm willing to walk away because I love myself. I love myself so much. There's no point in me getting into nothing that I don't have to. Not saying I won't defend myself. I'm saying if it's an opportunity for me to walk away, I'm gonna do it because the time that I use to engage with somebody is the time I'm not using to make myself a better person. But I'm gonna drop the link because I know my boy want to come up. And like I said, feel free to ask me any question in the chat, and I answer it. But the way I'm gonna answer is to break down my thought process on how I came to that conclusion. I think that'll be fun. I want to be honest with y'all. I always said I'm gonna be honest, and like you hear me a lot, I say I come on here to share information. Um, Everybody and anybody I ever encounter in life, I have OCD where I analyze them. Even my wife, I do it every day. So that's why I say I'm always interested in hearing other people's perspectives because I like to use that information um, of how a person is that you flying guillotine. Let's see. That you 22.
What up?
What up though?
100, man. I'm tell you, man. You may not know this, man, but to me, you're a breath of fresh air.
I appreciate that, bro. I really
You,
do.
you, you, ever, you ever had that last man on earth syndrome?
You said heard that what?
Last man on earth syndrome, where you get this overheating knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And nobody understands. You can't find nobody on your block know this shit. You ever had
That, bro, that's why I came to the internet. Do you know how even now, sometimes like I meet people like you, I meet people like Pops. A lot of people come here where I can actually have uh, a conversation. Like when I do my videos, I do kind of simplify like my understanding. But like talking to people like you, I don't have to do that. So I
no,
understand
no,
and
yeah, yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
what you said. You know,
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
keep it at 100 don't mean dumbing it down. That means turning it up to 200
You
and
said
just
what now?
spreading
You went
knowledge.
out a little bit.
Hey, Matt, I got a fan going next to me. You can hear me? Mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. What I'm saying is keep your conversation intelligent. And yeah, I already see that you insist on that.
Yeah.
Keep it 100, man. Like, don't dumb it down for nobody, man. They got to pick up a book if they don't know what you're talking about.
And you know what? I was having a conversation on Kalani's page last night. I don't know if y'all checked that out, but that was kind of cool to build we did. So if y'all get a chance, please go check out Kalani Management. He did a, it's called
Yeah.
Test, I believe. We did a
Yeah, I
good
checked him
live.
a couple of times. Yeah, yeah. If the bro got some life experience. I like him.
Yeah, and I was building with another guy named Cat Daddy. It was the first time I had a conversation with him on here, and
Well, who?
Cat Daddy, I believe his name is.
Okay.
Um, and like you said, I mean, having a conversation with him, I didn't have to simplify it or anything. And then, like, I did it. The reason I felt I did it, I realized that I need to, like you said, I need to just keep it 100 because I did it so
No,
I
no. When I
wouldn't.
say 100, you do keep it 100. Come on now. But
Yeah.
um, don't dumb it down. Talk at the highest intellect that you have.
What up,
You know,
Selena?
at the highest, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm a little bit older than you. I may come in and be able to, hey, check this out or check that out. Which is why I came up here.
And
I can say check something out. And you with the wave, man. You can check it out and you go, okay, all right. You can understand what I'm trying to say.
yeah, and see, that's what I try to do, and I try to, like I said, I'm real to myself, and the way I am on here is the way I'm in real life, minus the part where I say um, I am only I can only be what I'm allowed to be, and on here I can kind of control the environment where I don't have to be what I don't want to be, But in real life, like I said, there's instances where just like I'm being a saint right now, uh, I have to turn into the devil. Whatever I do it to my fullest ability. So um, I am what I'm allowed to be. So on here in this space, I get to be this person. I get to have
And
conversation,
that actually
intellectual.
hurts, man. That hurts when you say that.
No,
But
but
a lot of people, gotta swallow. But
but
that, man,
I
that
say it like this though. I've learned
I
to
mean, what I mean by that is, have you ever wondered if you had an unhindered mind?
if I
You
had an unhindered mind.
have, when you were 7 years old, you didn't know what a Barbie was. You know what I'm saying? Have you was able to play with small animals and was able to live in a certain, like, say you from another country.
Uh-huh.
They know what life is about, but we don't know because it's all concrete and still.
Pharaoh, do you what you just said? It was like a culture shock when I moved from the small town to the city because I moved right into what they call Baby Nam. If you're familiar with Detroit, I moved off 7 Mile and Hayes. Um, it's
Only thing
not a
I know about
suburb.
7 Mile is 8 Mile.
Yeah, it's
But
right above 8 Mile.
only thing I compare that to is the Houston Third Ward in Houston, Texas, where the Ghetto Boys came out. So all the attention came to that hood. But what about the second ward? What about the third ward? What about the fourth ward? You know,
Cat
everywhere
Daddy.
worldwide.
I was just telling people about the build we did last night. That's Cat Daddy in the chat. Appreciate you coming through, Cat Daddy. Appreciate you, bro. Um,
Straight cat daddy.
yeah, he down in the chat. Me and him we did a good build on Kalani's page last night. Very um, informational, brother. See that's what like coming like you, Cat Daddy, y'all the OGs. You know who got wisdom to match with the knowledge. So I appreciate it.
Everything I did on my own, like you.
Yeah. Cat Daddy did a lot of that too. And the crazy thing is the information that we all familiar with. 'Cause we was talking about Napoleon Hill last night. We was talking about different concepts. The universal laws, I come on here and speak about those and he familiar with. So it's refreshing, like you said, is refreshing because a lot of times having conversations with people that who's unfamiliar with certain things, you have to explain it you have to associate it with things that they know. That's why a lot of times you'll hear me using the Bible because that's what people are familiar with.
Yeah,
Or
because that's what you know. That's what has been infused in your head. But what did it take for us to get us thinking like that?
conditioning. We've been conditioned for a long period of time.
Yeah. So doing what we know. So we dig back. We go back and find out what happened and find out the information that we did know and why this and that. As a conspiracy theorist, as a conspiracy theorist, concrete and steel is all you know. With little
You say
sprinkles in each. Concrete and steel is all you know.
right?
Now, if you go to jail, what book you gonna have? The same book you gonna have on the outside, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah. So the Bible didn't solve my philosophical questions.
No, it didn't.
It went
It
to
gave me more.
yeah,
It
yeah,
gave
yeah.
me more
It
questions.
gave you more. Yeah, it made you smarter. It made you
But
smart.
you
It made you smarter spiritually. So people start going to this and that, this and that. Look, I had to. Some people don't. Some people don't. They just whatever.
and
They
you
just
know what I appreciate things, situations, and people that make me question because the more I question, the more answers I get. The more answers I get, the more defined the information that I'm trying to find becomes. If that makes sense. Um,
it does make sense
contrast
because
equals
because
clarity.
because like I know, as soon as you try to change, right? When you try to
Mhm.
change, here come the attacks.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Like even coming on here is an opportunity for me to see how in depth the change was I had because this is a different environment. Like in real life, is easy to
Mhm.
control my environment. On here is a little harder. I'm dealing
Yeah,
with not only personalities, but personalities that you can't really use other senses to
man, everybody in
use
this
in
chat,
person.
man, everybody in this chat cried to get here, tears, nigga, to get here to listen to the good word.
I hope they did, and if they do, I appreciate it because, like I said, I'm truly humbled that anybody even take the time out to listen because no one has to. Hey, do me a favor. I don't know if y'all know her, but I appreciate her because when I first came on this platform, she welcomed me. Not only welcomed me, that we had good dialect and conversation. And y'all know how I am. I don't judge anyone from anyone's experiences with other people. I judge them predicated on my own experiences. So if y'all could do me a favor and share Selena's chat, she just started her channel. She did her first live today. So if y'all can share Selena's chat, I appreciate it. And we can show some love and support because, we can do that. But I appreciate, and like I said, there's a lot of people. I know I might get different people in the chats that might not rock with one another, but
I don't go to big chat. I don't, never did. Biggest chat I go to is probably behind the bar. I don't go to no big chat like 1,000, 2,000. You know why? Once you get that, I mean, I do go. Hey, there's a cat named Anthony Brian Logan. He got almost 1 million subscribers. I'm in his shit, but I don't go to big chats because they can't talk like this.
No. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've been missing the chat. I ain't got my. I got my super mod down there.
Look at the chat.
Most was encouraged not telling your plan or intent to change. And you know what? You're right, Cat Daddy. And
hey, Cat Daddy. I'm a Taoist. What do you think it is?
let me drop the link again. I don't know how to pin it yet, but I'm gonna drop it again just in case you want to come up because it is an open panel. Anybody want to come up? I just ask everybody to be respectful to one another.
I'm not here to.
Oh no, I know you. No, I'm just saying. I'm more or less speaking to the chat. I'm just in general. I always, because sometimes people come in who never been here, and like I said, it might be somebody in the chat that you don't rock with, and that's okay. It's like church, though. This is a sacred ground to me. We come in here to build. We don't come in here to talk about people. I do talk about behaviors because the same behaviors we see on here, we see in real life, and I think having those conversations. That we can not only understand it, but we can find solutions to either fix it or just understand and stay away from it. So I do, but I don't talk about people at all. I don't do that because talking to a person doesn't do nothing for me personally. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. I don't gain nothing from it. So, but I will talk about behaviors because that's something that affects us on here and off of here. But that's just.
Real quick, man, because we have this conversation. I'm a babble and blabble on, right? Act the ass and all that, right? But when you walk away from the conversation, I need you to write this down.
When I seen you, every time I see you in the chat, you know what I do? I grab a pen and paper because I know you're gonna leave me with some gems. So I already got it, bro.
You got my attention. Bro.
I already got it. I'm ready to rock and roll.
How do you get to this level? We could just, But let me get to it, man. The Taoist text says, avoid excess, avoid complacency, and avoid extremes.
Yeah, yeah.
Cat Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Just ponder on that. What I'm saying is, as a philosophical question that something that I had. Answer that was a very powerful for me. Avoid extremes, avoid complacency, and avoid excess.
Yeah. You know, Bruce Lee got a quote. It states, the more valuable the more value we put on materials, the less value we put on ourselves. And he studied Buddhism and Taoism also. So I like a lot of his philosophy.
Yeah. The T in China, I don't know, for some reason, the T is pronounced as a D.
Yeah, but
the T is really a D. When I say Taoism, it's really Taoism.
It's Taoism, but over here, for some reason, because when I studied theology in college, and for some reason over here they try to separate. They try to make Taoism
Yeah, but
It's the same, but it's different.
It's such a small.
They romanticize Taoism. They
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
more.
It's such a small. The T or the D is such a small. To the knowledge that you're about to find out, you would even care about that.
Selena, I appreciate you. I really do.
Likewise, man. I would love to come out there and just act the ass, but you know.
Yeah, you
That's what
know.
the internet is for, man. Because only certain cats can relate to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Stoicism. Stoicism. I heard of that.
Yeah.
I read a few things on that.
Yeah.
I also read a lot of Chinese texts. Reason being, it interests me. After I read the Art of War, I kept going. There's a complete Art of War with a chapter called "The General's Virtue."
I'm about to receive that next week. I'm about to get that book next week. It should be coming in.
Reading in order, some of it's going to be fragmented. It's not going to make sense, but it's important because the more you're going to find some more. But I'm saying China's trying to cover all that knowledge. They're doing terrible things in Tibet. They're doing terrible things in China. Cover that knowledge. Now Wuhan is actually where Taoism comes from. King Wu. He was the Yellow Emperor or the Green Emperor. I can't remember, but he was chosen as king. He was mandated by heaven. That's how great he was. And I don't know if you about Taoism, but those sticks, the trigrams, you can see the trigrams, which is it's kind of like binary code where you got a stick and a half stick. Those came from the spirits. Yeah, I had to dig for that, but I found out.
You see, that's why I like because now I'm about to go look into that. I'm about to go look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find a direction, but the Bible didn't answer my philosophical questions.
You
can answer the simple. Why are we here? The Tao says to take care of all things. That's why we're here. Well, the Bible answers that question.
And then through Buddhism and through Taoism and through Kemetic science, you know, the conclusion I came to looking at all three of them, comparing and contrasting them. This is the understanding I got why I'm here. I am here because I am a physical expression of the Creator, here to create and, like you said, take care of the things on you know, here, to reshape and redefine, to further the creation of the Creator, if that makes sense.
Further the creation of the Creator.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, we here to take care, but the Creator can create. But think about how the Creator creates through us, through the many different arts and sciences that we.
I respectfully disagree with that.
And that's cool.
Because look, okay, the Tao, actually, the word Tao means the way.
The way, right.
So the way of racism, or the way of this, or the way of that, or the way of this and that, once you observe their ways, you see where you fit in and see where you at. Now the Kemetic is absolutely flawless, except there's a devil.
But see, now, what's your understanding of the devil? Because I think this is where the conversation gets interesting. What's your understanding of the devil?
The farthest back I could trace the devil was Set back in the Kemetic, or now, even Set is originally the devil. Set, let me tell you S-E-T.
Yeah, Set. Now, if you study a little further, because that understanding of Set being the devil is within the what they call the Golden Age, is when they created the Trinity, and that's when Set became the devil. But you know, Set is the first Kemetic god. That's why the ancient Kemet they call
Okay,
Taseti.
okay.
Set was in every the first
The
three
connection
pharaohs
between.
is
Oh, go ahead.
the first three pharaohs are called Set. Set
Yeah, yeah,
became
yeah.
yeah,
I was surprised when I found that out. When I remember that now, lyric that you that lot that the bottle that you bought could have struck the lotto.
yeah.
Said that right. I got mad
Mhm.
and bought a $70 book. I would say
Yeah,
mad, but I got challenged. I got challenged. You know what I'm saying? Bought a $70 book. Didn't drink. It was a Egyptian pyramid text, and the first three, or you know what I'm saying? It was set. Who said he? Who was set? So
yeah.
afterwards, I got the Egyptian Book of Life by Ramses Salim.
Which was the I forgot what number
Set is
pharaoh
the
he was.
government, huh?
Set that was their because you talk. I mean, he became the devil when he killed his brother and chopped his body up, and
No, no, yeah,
that's when he
yeah, yeah.
became the adversary.
Now his brother was twin brother was Osiris, right?
Osiris. Yeah, but his sister
But
now you got to
yeah,
understand his
yeah.
sister was Isis.
That would be yeah. But toward the Egyptian text, those names were changed.
You said who?
The uh um oh, I won't get her name wrong. Okay,
Asar.
Set's brother is Osiris, which is
Asar.
Oser.
That's the
Like the
French.
movie Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
Like the
that's the
movie
French.
Ghostbusters.
That's the
Oser
French
or
terminology.
Oser. I call him Oser. It might be Oser.
Asar.
His wife was S, which is
Aset. Aset. AUSET.
EST.
Aset.
That's also in what's the
ISIS.
name? ISIS. Yes,
Yes,
ISIS.
ISIS.
Yes, and it's a
And
great
then
story. But the great Haru, the son, defeated
Set.
Set, and that's what
Yeah, the
that's what
sun. That's where they get sunset from because Heru or Hara, which is
yeah.
the Kemetic name, is the sun. And when he
Yeah, yeah.
defeated
You know what
Set,
I'm
the
saying, man,
sun set.
you a phony, man. I ain't gotta. Yeah, I
Bro,
said,
this is
don't dumb it. Yeah, don't dumb it down. People know, man.
man the Kemetic. I mean that like I said, I live by the 42 ideas of my. I live by that. That's how I govern myself.
Yeah,
Is by the
all
42
for yeah,
ideas.
all that's in there. Um, um, in the Just Book of Life by Ramses Salim, the book says that the people from Atlantis saw
Hmm.
the moon being formed.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't top that.
And see, what people don't understand is how um, Atlantis was actually an extension of Egypt. That's why the god of Atlantis is thought. If you get into the Emerald Tablets of Sumeria, they even speak of Atlantis. And those was before, supposedly. I don't debate that because it's hard to carbon date rock. So I don't debate who came first, Kemet or Sumeria. It's no purpose. It does nothing for me. Um, I just use the information that comes from both and decipher it in the way I understand it. So, um, but thought was also Tahuti. If you want to talk the Kemetic name, Tahuti or thought was
Yeah.
also
You can explain the PP. Kemetic is ancient Egypt.
yeah. They call Egypt.
There's
Egypt
yeah.
is even a French word. You know.
I know a guy named Keedy, man. He got the calendar calibrated to this day. He'll say
Yeah.
this year, this day is such and such.
Well,
Here,
the
uh,
Egyptians only had 10 months. They didn't have 12. 12 was
yeah,
added.
12 months.
Yeah, we
Yeah, all
already.
that came later.
I
All that
might
came
break
later
that
according to the
down.
season. All that came. You're right. So we live in a world of changes and lies and non-explanations.
Do you know the difference between Anubis and Set? Even though, like in some hieroglyphs, they might look the same, but they different.
Anubis.
Anubis and Set. You know, in hieroglyphs they almost look the same, but if you look at the hieroglyphs, Set always have the two nodules on his head, and Anubis don't. Just like Ma'at and when you look at Ma'at and you look at Asar or Isa, they have similar poses, but
You should elaborate on Mahat before you lost Mahat.
my aunt is like, first of all, I want to give a disclaimer. I don't believe in the Egyptian gods. They're deities, and the old English definition for deity is divine principle.
But those of Mahats are more you got 10 commandments, right?
Yeah, and see,
And mine a little more deeper.
yeah, I like that you said that. I hate when people compare the two. I believe that people probably looked at my aunt and were inspired and wrote, but I don't think it's the same. I've debated people where they try to take 10 of my ideas and then like people don't even really understand the whole structure of my art. That was not every because that came out the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which they found an actual scroll intact. But what they don't tell you is that was written specifically for a person. So even though and what I mean by that,
Yeah,
everyone,
all of that is I don't even call what they're doing in Egypt.
Cali King,
But
appreciate you, brother.
no, but this
Did I
gives light.
did I miss Lovey?
This gives light to the information bubble. Still, we're finding out when we were kids, as opposed to we was finding out now.
Yeah. Oh, did I miss Lovey in the chat?
It's later. Charlie King 916 PP.
Yeah, I don't see Lovey in the chat. But hey, Lovey.
What it do? What it do? Picking knowledge. I don't know where bring that up out of me. I'm like, I came from the Hotep scepter, but
You, bro, them people crazy. Okay, so you familiar with the 42 Ideas of Mind, right?
yeah,
So
it's all in the Egyptian Book of Life by Ramses Salim. They have
so
the
like,
12 senses. Did I tell you about the 12 senses? I did tell you about the 12 senses, but get it through your head. We are being dumbed down.
yeah, because now think about this. If you understand the 42 Ideas of Mind, is one in there to say I revere every altar, meaning that you pay respect to it. So if you revere every altar or pay respect, can you not say anything? One of the 42 ideas is I speak with gratitude, or when I speak is with good intent. So just those two ideas, can you really bash another religion or spiritual belief?
No, whatever civilizes you.
You see
But
what I'm saying? So how are we debating over there? And you bashing like you not
the
following
debate,
my
I'm debating because you, like me, you said, what did
I
you say?
practice.
It saddened me when you said it. You said, I got to deal with what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not is what it is.
Universal law. And hey, you see what Cat Daddy said? Them universal laws don't never change. And focus on the message, yeah, which is pretty consistent through all the schools of life. And that's what I do. That's why I say I take stuff like even the Islam. I practice the 5 pillars of Islam, um, but I'm not Islamic. But it's useful to me to keep
You
my
observe it.
inner being balanced, to keep me balanced, keep me humble, and to keep me not being self-centered, not thinking that everything is just simply about me.
You know what the Tao says?
Yeah,
It says that balance is the most important thing in the world.
it is, and that's why I always state I can only be what I'm allowed to be because,
When
like I
I
said,
told that in the other text, and I told that the most important thing in the world is balance.
cartwheels. Here we go. Y'all better be careful because if Jim come in here, he gonna try to catch you on the shoulders. I don't know if you know Jim Selena, but when he see cartwheels, he try to catch you on. He threatened Cece before, so be careful with them cartwheels. he
Overheating
cartwheel
knowledge.
away.
Overheating knowledge. Don't bust your head in a small room. Be careful.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link again. Like I said, anybody can come up. I'm open to questions. If you want to ask me anything.
I like that I could talk to you full blast. I'm older than you, man. You got the knowledge. You're on the right trajectory, bro.
I can only try to be better than I was yesterday, and I appreciate that. That's humbling, especially having an OG with the understanding and wisdom that you have to recognize that in me, because that's missing a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, here's the kicker. Your street story is probably realer than mine. I've been in some street situations,
Yeah.
but I got out.
Yeah, and that's the key. I got
Hey,
out of
once
it.
you get
And
out, boy, you better not look back. That's just
nah, and
that's
you know what?
asinine.
That's what I see people struggling with, and I struggle with that at first because anything you put time into, it's hard to walk away from. You know, um, and that's anything. A job, you know, school, people. And not the fact that I wanted to live the street life, but the bonds that I created with the people. That was hard to walk
Well,
away from. But for
yeah,
me,
but that's very, very powerful what you said. It's hard to walk away because it is what it is. If you want to survive, you got to
yeah,
compromise with this power.
and change. To change, you not only have to change your surroundings. Sometimes you have to change the people you're around,
Man, I
and
don't
you have to put yourself around the things that you want to develop into, and that way you have a better understanding what it takes to develop. And that's what I did. I put myself around successful business people, and you know what I found out? I have the street knowledge that I have, like, 'cause I wasn't a gangbanger. I didn't gangbang. I hustled. I don't know how it is in other states, but in Detroit, to hustle, you got to have a little bit of everything.
It's all
So
about networking connections.
yeah,
Like,
it's a business.
and can you get it off? I can get it off, and bam, and you
Yeah,
click the bitch and you bounce. It's not LA is it was never this political or this difficult to get a dollar. But I was never a dope seller. I was in other shit.
and then the way I was in the street, when you start hustling, you on the corner. Then I went from the corner to the spot, and then um, I found a new innovative way to do what I do,
Bro,
where I
bro,
didn't
how you
have
get
less
how
risk.
no you get off the curb to anesthesiologist. That is hard as a motherfucker.
Well, I was a anesthesia assistant, so
That's hard as a motherfucker to
yeah.
me.
But you know what? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. For me, it was about who I knew. My mom at the time, she was a NAM, nursing administrative manager, and she had been at the hospital for like 10 years. So she developed a
Well,
lot of relationships. And then
I'm
when
gonna tell you
people
how
came to work there,
I'm gonna tell you how I know. I went to a trade school for medical insurance. We had to learn medical terminology, all that shit, learn how to process all that shit. We insurance experts at the time, right? So I know for you to be a motherfucking anesthesiologist assistant, black man.
hey, I was the first black male. It was it was two black females there, but I was the first black male to ever have that position. They had a student come in before who was studying to be a nurse anesthetist, a nurse, the nurse that administrate the anesthesia, and he held the job, but it was temporary. And like I said, he was a student. I was the first one off the street.
Man, I
Uh,
told that nigga scrub life, nigga. Knock it off.
it, it
I'm
was
in,
a it was a good gig. It was a real good gig. And I learned
bro.
a lot. I got to do. I got to
Anesthesiologist. You ain't gotta cut nothing. All you gotta do is, you know what I'm
push
saying?
through. But see, it's other.
Work your little pressure thing.
But it's little minor surgeries they do, like Metaport. I mean, not Metaports, but what they call um, IJ lines, where they cut into your
so
neck.
you told me you saw a child in pain, nigga. You looked the other way.
Bro, I massaged the heart, bro. I got the dude got shot and it hit his aorta, and they had to crack his chest open, and his heart stopped beating. And the surgeon, they used to call me Batman in the OR because every time shit went wrong, it was like I was right there.
Nigga, chest
And,
crack. The boss looked at you, said, "What you gonna do? What did you do?"
I gowned up, gloves on, and put my hand
Was
on
you
the heart
scared?
and start pumping it.
Was you
No,
scared?
no. Fear's only the unknowing. So anytime I don't know, I just figure it out.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. Was you scared, nigga? Knock the
nah, what
shit
to be
off.
scared for? That's why they
Okay.
call me Batman. You can't. I'm one. Trust me, I done
Okay,
been
okay.
through.
Let me put it a different way. He was willing to accept the challenge.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
what
want. When I'm laying on the table, I want you there, baby.
Yeah, I did. I performed CPR on cold patients getting surgery 37 times. I was successful 35 times. Um,
Uh,
we had
mm,
two people. We lost. One was septic. I mean, it wasn't that. I was doing chest compression so much, and if you know what septic is, it's basically an infection in the blood, and what it'll do is harden the blood. And as I was pumping the chest, I literally popped my finger out of place. The girl chest cavity got so hard I couldn't even. And I'm 6 foot at the time. I was probably about 235. So it wasn't like I was
really?
a little guy, and I popped my finger out of place. Her chest got so hard. And then the other one, she had a PE. It wasn't nothing we can do.
Man, I thought you was a skinny dude with glasses like the dude out of
Nah,
Belly.
bro. I know.
No, you big dude.
I look like a country boy, man.
Okay, Detroit.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
you see, but I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm from the backwoods, bro. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
grew
okay.
up climbing
All right, all
trees
right. All right,
and
we getting
talking to
somewhere.
logs.
Are we getting
Yeah,
somewhere?
yeah. I'm not from the South, but I'm
You've
from
been there.
Pennsylvania.
You've been
But
there.
that's where my family from. But we grew up in the woods, so I grew up like a hillbilly, if anything.
Yeah, but you pre I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something that had me in awe. You know, I go back and forth to the Philippines, right?
Hmm.
Kids coming out of school, third grade, fourth grade level, right? Going across the street, going to get their shit, whatever they want, donuts, whatever, soda, all that shit, right? Going back to school, that's normal to me. So when I think of you, if you had an unhindered mind, like if you was like no racism, no, no bricks and mortar, and you was able to follow whatever, you know what I'm saying, do what you want to do and follow. No doubt, you'd be a great person,
Right.
and that's why I dispute what you said.
Oh, as far as why we here?
Not why we here. You said something pertaining to with the cards that's given, and which you did a great job of. But I don't want you to excuse if you had an unhindered mind behind that. Racism is just Satanism. If you look at it's just common sense.
Yeah, I mean, no, I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. Um, I just,
But you said something pertaining to it is what it is where I'm at, and after I have to go from there. And you going from the information that's given, but you have the information to surpass your mind state.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, but me, you, anyone could get attacked by a Karen tomorrow,
right.
which leads to worse. But all that being said, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna wrap it all up, and then y'all can come back at me. But the great Osiris said, "There's no such thing as good or evil.
It's
It's
not.
only ignorance and knowledge," which is a mic drop. But
I can respect that.
you have to respect that because I could tell you not to tie your shoe, right? And you can say, "No, man, it's fashion, man." and if you trip on your feet, you know what I'm saying?
and,
I ain't
and
gotta be
even
there.
and even this to build on what you just said. That's why a lot of times I don't judge because what's evil to me might be good to you, and what's good to you might be evil to me. But using what you just said, ignorant and knowledge, if I feel something is evil and I'm able to see it from your perspective, which will be good, then is it evil?
Okay. And that's reactionary.
Oh,
That would be reactionary, because that's what drives good and evil, right?
is what drives.
Let's put it somewhere where people can relate. Um, Injustice drives crime
Mm-hmm.
because people don't know what to do. Crime is not revolution. Revolution is just someone that simply wants change. You ain't got to be all on the forefront. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is feed people. You ain't got to be a forefront being all sexy. Malcolm X status. As salute Malcolm X. Malcolm X and Bruce Lee has got me to this conversation. To be honest, Bruce Lee, in a roundabout way, introduced me to Taoism.
I like that, Cat Daddy. There's neither good or bad, but thinking it makes so. I like that.
I disagree, Cat Daddy. I disagree with that.
No, do you understand what they saying? Though? What makes it good or bad is the perception of it.
Nope. Nope. Word. Oh, word. I don't like your. I don't like the. And look. I don't like the color red. I'm gonna show you, word. Cause you got a red hat.
I got a
I'm gonna
red
show
shirt.
you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I don't like that red. Hey, word. I like the way your head is facing, and I don't like the color. I'm gonna show you. That's my perception, right?
Right.
But it's petty in the scheme of things. You can't be right and wrong at the same time. You can't say that I'm right for doing this. I'm gonna show. That's what drives Karens.
But see, even right and wrong is an understanding of information. Because,
So,
like I said, what's
so,
right to
so
you can
someone
be
out
wrong
there
to you.
is out
I,
there believing everything the law does and the law demands it. Biden. Let's take Biden for example, who put a band-aid on everything and just walked away, and that's our excuse. That's our answer. Is an excuse. All these problems going on, we don't have no leadership. So he's on the other side, but it's just a matter of time for you to find out. But when you find out, he's gonna be in a goddamn pasture somewhere talking about he don't remember shit. Hey, only thing you can do is apply the game to this shit.
that's all you can do. I mean,
And when the game is applied, guess what? You still win
yeah,
because you are knowing. You're not ignorant.
yeah. Ignorance is I use it sometimes when it benefits me. Like I said, I'm ignorant to failure because even when I fail, I learn. I learn another.
Man, how do people lucky enough to fail and don't realize?
You said what?
How do people lucky enough to fail and don't realize?
Yeah, yeah. Anything that you don't want only gives you clarity of what you do want. So even when you don't succeed in something, if you have a positive mental attitude, as my father said, you'll be able to find what you did wrong and correct it and move forward.
There's
A
a
lot
guy,
of people don't.
E40 said he had like 40 something startup businesses. I thought I like that. 40 or something startup businesses, and a lot of them failed. But he felt that it was always a possibility when he started, so that means he had his money right.
Right.
Now, maybe
And
you
then
start a business as a shoe gum racket, the shit don't work, niggas want to kill each other after. And that's the problem. And the cornerstone of our problems is culture.
yeah,
Which the Dow said, that was text says, culture is what people do during difficult times. And
yeah,
that makes sense to you?
yeah. That's deep.
It's deep, but it's not deep. Um, Culture is what people do. So we all got together and we get hit with this, we're gonna do this. We get hit with this, we're gonna do that. We get hit with this, we're gonna do that. Americans are not doing that because of what?
No culture.
The culture is strict.
Yeah,
You ain't getting
it's no
farm, yo.
culture.
People ain't getting
It's
farm. It's in-game conspiracy. This shit. Word, 'cause you can stomach it, and Petty can stomach it too. Where's all this bullshit coming? Human race is getting farmed under the excuse of capitalism.
and see, what I mean by that is so even using that example of a pedophile, and this is where I
Oh,
say, and then I'm gonna break it down to my understanding, how I processed it. But even as a pedophile, right, we view of what they're doing as wrong, but they view it as right. You know, so
see, that's an inversion. Now, so at some point, it's an inversion. There's
it,
no in between on that shit.
no, but listen to what I'm saying. So what we view as evil, what they do is evil. What they do, they find an excuse or a reason to do it. So to make it right. So what I do is observe,
It hasn't been
and
widely explained why they do this shit.
is no. I mean, some things need no explanation on why.
No,
I,
no, no,
I,
no, 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 no. There's a reason why they do that shit.
that's what I'm saying.
On top
And
of that, on top of that, so
anything you do negative to a person and you have an explanation is just simply an excuse. Um,
well, obviously what they're doing has something to do with power.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is an excuse though, because you lack power in one area,
It,
you
it,
try to
it,
enforce
it,
it in
it,
another area, and that's where
it,
balance comes in.
if you
Uh,
want this money and power, I gotta have something on you. It's just manipulation and just deceit.
yeah,
But they want
destruction to society.
it's not publicly known this, right? But it's like society taking these baby their inch steps towards that bullshit, and the person that thinks they're right in doing shit like that is an inversion of nature. That makes sense. The person that thinks is right for doing evil is an inversion of nature. Look. If you was on the street, you know how it's supposed to be. But you had these, even as a child, you knew right from wrong. But the hypocrisy at a cruel age that you were presented with, you know what I'm saying? This
Yeah.
becomes like the unhindered mind. The mind should be unhindered. Any person should be able to go to their greatness, but it's not the case because
One, do you see this question? I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you see this question on the? I mean this statement: pornography is more evil, destructive to society than any pedo.
well, pornography goes back to the human race getting farmed.
Yeah. But the reason, what I would like to ask is that because there's a consequence for pedos and it's not a consequence for pornography? Is that why you think
The
it's more evil?
agenda behind all of that shit is that the human race is getting farmed
Yeah.
for their babies. Just like chickens,
Yeah.
the egg order. For the capitalism, which is Satanism, your ass to be fucking for your goddamn paycheck.
Now check this
And
out.
you just give them eggs.
Hold on one
They're gonna
second.
eat them eggs.
Hold on one second. I want to because I think this is a learning experience. I mean, this is a teachable moment right here. Before anybody say anything to David, what he's saying is the reason he feel pornography is more evil because not because of the actual action, but because there's a consequence behind pedos. There's no consequence, so him feeling is more evil is because. Correct me if I'm wrong, because you can get away. There's no consequence. Anything going unchecked, eventually becomes too big of a problem to check. So I think that's what he's saying. I don't think he's saying the actual action I think he's talking about the fact that there's no consequence and it's going unchecked and it's growing and growing. And even pornography can lead to pedophilia, it can lead people to that.
Now, mix that with this, mix that with that, you know what you got. But the long run of this shit, the 100-year trajectory on this shit, human race is getting formed. That's my personal conspiracy theory. It ain't come from nowhere. I just came up with this shit. But by done what you said, kicking back and looking and peeping and shit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. Ask where all this shit is going. Ask yourself, where is all this bullshit going? Human race is getting formed. Don't be fooled. How you don't be fooled? By just knowing, simply knowing.
Right. Hey, Dave, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, like I said, a lot of us, the way we take in information is from the experiences that we have. And that's why I was able to understand what you were saying. Even though some in the chat or some watching this on playback may not, they might think you is saying, pedophilia, and that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is anything going unchecked.
Yeah, this behavior is allowed.
It can't be checked. Right.
Hey. Sorry for hollering, but
No,
look, word. Bloods and Crips is allowed.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of shit, everything that's allowed is allowed, which puts you into a racial construct to where all your figureheads are gonna look and act a certain way. We might have been an alien attack for under 100 years. We don't even know it.
Exactly.
We don't know shit, and you gotta accept that too.
Oh yeah,
that's important. That's important.
I'd be ignorant if I didn't. And I choose ignorance. So that's not something I'm ignorant to. I choose it. I mean, why not?
I'm not ignorant, but I can't let it go.
I use things, bro. It can be utilized. I'm gonna use it.
Ignorance to save your black ass in the fucking moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ignorance has saved me plenty of time. That's just like say, for instance.
I hate that shit.
For instance, but just say, like I said, when it comes to failure, if I'm trying to complete something that I know it needs to be done, and I don't succeed the first 10 times I try, I think I'm gonna eventually succeed. I just got to keep knocking at the wall. I got to keep going.
How you get a Michael Jordan? A cat that know that he's not supposed to be able to do it.
Ignorance to the fact that he couldn't do it.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan never shows ignorance now. But he's out there about dipping that ball and ignorant. I can do this. I'm the best at this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never lost a whole game. That cat is needed. Hey man, that fuck all that. Fuck what you're talking about, cat. That cat is needed to bring change. But the people that's knowing, the Kaepernicks, etc. Those guys, I was shocked. I was shocked when niggas didn't stand behind Kaepernick. I was surprised. And then I saw the mind control. Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Then I saw the mind control word. Kaepernick, he's not even black. Oh, he not this and that. But he still did for the right thing for the black people. And they didn't do it. They came up with every excuse not to go to revolution. And look at the NFL now.
Right.
Cap should have took 30 mil. She took 300 mil. They would have paid him. They were 30 mil to shut up. But 300 mil job to shut up now.
It's what up? Appreciate you stopping through. Hey, I'm doing we doing the show tomorrow. Me and the sophisticated problem child, and we just go talk about some issues. But he made a good point.
Send me a link. Send me a link tomorrow. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I'm going to the Philippines Monday.
You going to Philippines Monday?
I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, hit me. I want to. Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, bro. You have to.
it's right now, right? Say 11 o'clock now. It's about 2 p.m. I hit you up.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see that.
Yeah, wear your ass out the broad daylight.
But I'm up, bro. I'm an owl, bro. I ain't no vampire. I'm an owl.
I am, man. I crash and burn. Up, 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 crash and burn. Up, crash and burn. That's how I am, man. So
Oh no,
high
you good,
speed,
bro.
low drag. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it moving, man. But hey, man, it's a always great conversation, man.
Always a great conversation. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I
I
enjoy
like
people.
challenging you. You're not that much younger than me. I like challenging you.
And you know what? That's still sharp as steel. You know what I'm saying? I always welcome anybody who wants to have intellectual sparring match or intellectual
Yeah, but
compare and contrast.
I like that. I like that overheating knowledge. I can
Yeah,
handle it.
because I mean that's what makes you go to the next level too. I believe in competition, but I don't believe in like breaking people down. I don't need to. I say
No,
it's
me
more
and you, it's like
satisfying.
a friendly debate. It's like a friendly debate.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
not
like
gonna-
even in martial arts, it's more satisfying when you defeat someone without hurting them. You know, when you can true power. Like when you study in martial arts, true power is not uh what my sensei used to say. He used to say, power is not you destroying someone, but you being able to defeat them and make them better, like building them.
Mhm.
He said because if you, it's
That's
easy to
that's
destroy, but it's harder to build, and that's
that's not versus ignorance. The Tao also said that you should choose reform over war. But I don't see that in any of the Taoists or Buddhists. Hey, let me tell you something, man. Now you got me on the subject. I got this book, man. My homeboy gave it to me overseas. The book not to be sold in the U.S. Now, when I saw that on the thing on the I read the little inside shit. The book
mm-hmm.
not to be sold in the U.S. It gave me the light of the knowledge bubble that the U.S. is under. Meaning, you go to another country, order a book, they'll send it to you, but you can't get certain books outside. You would come on the net. You know what I'm saying? So people get mad about Black history courses, right?
Uh-huh.
But homeboy DeSantis was absolutely correct in vetoing that bill. And he spun it like he was taking Black history out of classes. He wasn't taking Black history out of classes. If you read that curriculum, it was an LGBTQ mafia move.
But by taking the class, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
No, when you read the curriculum, what they were trying to teach some kids, and he
yeah.
vetoed it, you know what I'm saying? When that shit come out, he could probably get the presidential juice. But I'm neither here nor there with that. All elections are fixed. And that's
You
why
said,
you got an excuse for a president now. Oh, I never had a talk with my children, what to do when the cops put us over. But it's Hunter Biden, a crack addict. He threw that shit right in our face, but nobody just didn't see it that way.
yeah, man, that's
Anyway,
that's crazy. That whole 100. But hey, David, why you feel ashamed, bro? I like that avatar with the little alien and the dude. Oh, that's kind of dope. But why you feel ashamed, David? I'm interested.
the strong military has built on morale, and they got to be feel like they're right in what they're doing. Now,
Yeah,
that is important for, we can't go to Ukraine thinking, we're not right in this.
yeah, because that'll affect morale definitely. And Cat Daddy was in the military, so
Yeah, I'm a vet. I'm a vet myself.
oh yeah, you a vet too, so that understanding,
They do more for vets than they ever did now, but it still ain't, far from enough. Far from enough.
what job?
What's the benefit of being American when you come home to this bullshit? And that question needs to be answered by
Yeah,
who need to
that's,
answer.
and
Who need to answer it?
like going outside the country and fighting, risking your life and having to come back and be treated treated the way you are. I mean, it's kind of uh,
Yeah, well, I came home to the LA riots, 92. I went insane. Never seen that kind of injustice.
but you know what? I used to, David. I used to feel the same way. I used to be ashamed of this society, but it's good people in the society. So being ashamed of it is me focusing on the negative and not focusing on the positive. So I think there's a lot of good things and good people. We just need to rally around and support the positive, because the more we do that, the more stronger it becomes. And I believe that's one of the ways that we can start solving problems is putting ourselves around positive things, positive people who are actually moving towards those solutions to solve the problems. So I think that's why I'm not ashamed no more. Um, because if you keep focusing on the negative, you just go keep saying negative. That's all you will become aware of. If you just focus simply on the things that's wrong, but if you focus on the things that's right, you could begin to build onto those. And the more you build, the more influence and impact the positive can have. And that's one of the tricks too, is to get us to focus on all the negative things and forget about the positive things. And what happens when you do that, those positive things start to diminish because they're not being properly nurtured and grew. So that's why I try to do what I do. Just try to create a positive space and keep building and building and building. Eventually, it's going to spill out, you know. That's my understanding, and that's my hope. That what I'm doing here eventually will spill out and it start influencing other people. You know what? Like today, I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm not gonna say nothing negative neither. But is a content creator that she be going in on people. But I heard her talking some good shit today, and I'm like, damn, um, that was refreshing just to hear not going off on other people and actually talking about a subject, farming. So if y'all know who was talking about farming today, who usually go at people, I appreciate their content. And I ghost watch them because I
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you gotta have spectrum.
yeah, you
You
got
gotta
to.
be able to. One thing Malcolm X was able to do was talk to anybody, college educated or not.
The economy of control is important. Problem solving, one reason I understand. See, that's I love insight.
Now, problem solving, you get into Nipsey Fuller.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Mm.
Nelly Fuller is a bad boy. I love Nelly Fuller, man.
You
And
know, you
they
know,
got
you
that.
know, Nipsey Fuller is on every week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I check out Nelly Fuller. You know how I first ran into him? It was like that cartoon shorts of his, and then I bought a
Oh,
couple
hip
books.
hop cartoons.
Yeah, and then I bought a couple books, and I started listening to the podcast. Nelly Fuller is one of those people who inspired me, and
Let's
gave me
let,
a
let's
lot
keep
of.
it let's keep it above 50. He's more powerful than Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The information. I mean, are you familiar with Dr. Frances Cress Wheaton, the
Yeah,
author of the ISIS papers?
I don't somebody knew her personally.
Now that was a bad woman, man. The way she broke down information and her insight. especially when she got into post-traumatic slave disorder. Just the way she broke that down,
Yeah.
it makes you self-reflect, and then you start looking and understanding. You have a deeper understanding on why. Um, well, I had a deeper understanding on why I did
Yeah.
some of the things I did.
They were mad at her.
Oh yeah, they was pissed at her. Blackbird in the building. What up, Blackbird? Hey, I appreciate every time Blackbird come into the chat because that's a young man who I feel has a lot of potential and he's uh, willing to listen to information. And it's not a lot of young people who do that. So I appreciate you, Blackbird, brother. Um,
Oh yeah, Snoop Blackbird. Hey, word.
yeah, so
Young
crash
cat.
courses.
Young cat, 1920. What would you tell him?
You said who? One
Young
more
cat,
time.
20 years old. What can you tell him to get him in the right trajectory?
Young cat that's 20 years old
And does read books. Does read books.
that does read books.
Yep.
Um, I put them up on. I definitely put them up on Nelly Fuller. I put them up on. It depends what direction I had to assess them, but to have knowledge is.
It took me 10 years to actually read Nearly Fuller. Knowing about the book because of the title.
David, you. I don't have a problem with.
I noticed you laughed.
No, I'm laughing because he said MAGA 2024, and I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with Trump. I don't have a problem with him.
I have a problem with Trump because you look at what he says and then you watch what he does. It's different.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people judge people off other people's perception. Me,
But
I look at what he do. I look what a person do. Um,
when he did somebody, they got mad. But can't Trump rock the boat?
and that's what he did. I mean, it was entertaining. I never watched the news that much in my life. I was
Hey
always looking.
man, you ever got two G's off the straight, nigga, in the middle of a crisis from a president?
Hey, bro, look,
You
I
ever
tell
got
you
that?
this. Now you was in the military, right? With a
Yeah,
president like Trump, I, I mean, I would have been like, shit, ain't nobody gonna
sir.
fuck with
Hey,
him. I'm cool, you know.
Trump kept getting into it with the Navy. He kept getting into it with the Navy, nigga. They fags, nigga. It was airborne talking. It's airborne talking. He kept getting into it with the Navy, but he was wrong and he was right. But he's our commander in chief.
Hey,
Hey, wait,
like
he still has to be in there.
when he got elected, I was like, man, this about to be a shit show, and it was a hell of a show. I say
Man,
that.
the
Um,
little Navy SEAL that went out and stabbed a nigga and dead nigga like that nigga part Navy flipped. The Navy flipped. But see, Trump used his power.
yeah,
White don't use his power. He can't change shit. He's
I
a
mean,
motherfucker.
I say
That's
it like this: if Trump was
it.
in office,
Every
if Trump was in office, you ain't see no Chinese balloons flying over America.
man,
You
Canada
ain't
sent
see no
a
shit like that.
UFO. This shit, hey, this blue shit is bullshit. This blue
Man, it's
shit is bullshit. Hey man,
you,
you gotta put them in. Hey, put them in. Them motherfuckers came from China.
yeah, yeah, it can be propaganda,
But they shot a balloon at 40,000 feet. Hey man, that ain't that high, nigga.
right?
It
And
should
how
have
did
came
it?
down. It's just a dumb. Look. That's the biggest story out of Tyree Nichols. The kids are sad, so give them a balloon.
Mm,
Yeah, it's like that
mm,
because the media controls that. The media is the eye, the fake eye that controls what you see, hear, the food, the McDonald's, all that, what you taste, the smell, the refineries, all that shit, what you smell, and going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Power
kidding.
versus authority.
I ain't talking to you, word, because you on the level. PP,
Yeah,
hey, Patty on the level, man. Her tree
yeah.
hugging ass. I like Patty, man. You know I hazed her. I know she can hang.
Oh, that's my homie. I love Platty, man.
I like Patty, man.
Y'all don't know
Hey,
how
man,
much.
I don't like Australians and all that shit. I like her though.
Yeah, Platty did. She
Yeah,
helped me. She helped me with this channel, man. If it wasn't
yeah,
for Platty, a lot of my videos, it was just me and her in here, and
yeah.
she was bouncing
No,
things
I
off
go,
me, and I was
I go
able
watch,
to create the content. So,
I go watch, I ghost watch you all the time, but I don't want to come in with this bullshit I'm doing now. I'll just ghost watch.
oh, you good, bro?
I
I
said, hey,
look
hey, hey,
any
I think your story is realer than mine. We were talking in person with no feds. I think
man.
it's truthful, but you know, but hey, I'm a capers guy. I don't have to do dope one day and then pop a bake the next. I'm that guy. I'm not the guy to be selling dope 10 years. I'm not that guy. Just move a package and then that's it. You'll never see me again. Nigga. I'm not that guy. But capers, I can't speak on it, man. I can't. I can't. My brother did something. My brother did something. Rest in peace. But you know what I'm saying? Could
Yeah,
have did this and that. We did this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying on in LA, man, you are not what. There's levels to this shit,
yeah,
and the shit that got it's too much media. Okay, you know how the military. You know how you go to YouTube and they'll tell you all the military secrets on the goddamn. So that shit, all the military. The Wire was a terrible TV show for niggas in Baltimore.
yeah.
You see what I'm
Cutthroat,
coming from?
appreciate you, bro.
You see
Appreciate
what
you
I'm coming?
coming through. My
You see
bad.
what I'm coming from?
Once a Platty, no Cutthroat's link in the chat for me. Appreciate you coming through, bro.
We go to the chat. Who that?
Cutthroat.
Oh,
I'll
I
be
don't
over
care.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be over there.
Hey,
You
hey,
know
hey,
Cutthroat.
hey, Ken
Kenny.
a real one. Ken a real one.
Yeah, 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 real one. That's why I be over in the chat, man. They be cutting up, but I'm cracking up, man. They be roasting each other. Yeah, I love it over. Good vibes, man. All people who come through here, I appreciate y'all because when y'all come over here, it's good vibes, and when I go into y'all chats, it's good vibe. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. Um, and when you come in here, I'm gonna reciprocate that. David, we gonna vote for you, bro. You go get this shit straight. You just gotta promise me you go get this shit straight. Oh, 22 fell off. But yeah, my buddy gone. But if anybody got any questions, and you interested on my insight on how I break it down, you can put it in the chat, or like I said, please feel free to um, hit the link. I'm just trying to be 100 with everybody, and I always show my intent. And I want to give a little insight on how I look at things. So that's why I said if you got any questions, I'll break it down. Yeah, you're more than welcome, Dave. You'll be the best president. Hey, bro, as long as you don't fuck with the aliens and make them come down and start taking over the world, I vote for you. You start fucking with the aliens, then we got a problem. Leave them alone. They've been chilling, bro. Phone died. Oh, that's cool, 22. But yeah, is Nate still in here? I ain't seen Nate in a minute. But yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with me, bro. But that's I do want to state again, self love don't mean hate anybody. I think we all should indulge into loving self. We all should indulge into that. And the expectation thing, that's just my perspective. I don't put it on nobody. And I get what I get out of that is I'm able to display a higher level of gratitude. And with gratitude with me, that's something that I utilize in different forms. But is a high frequency energy. They can be used for manifestation. The more you're grateful for, the more blessings come your way. That's what's been working for me in my life, is just to appreciate the things that I have and appreciate the things that I will, and appreciate even the contrast, to give me clarity, because I believe in experiencing things that we don't want or we don't like a lot of times define what we do want and what we do like. So I appreciate and show gratitude for even the contrast that I have in life. Just being able to go through. I don't look at things as problems. I look at it as an opportunity. So I don't really. That's just how I look at things. It's just an opportunity for me to gain knowledge, to redefine myself, to grow. So adversity is nothing but an opportunity to flex, almost. That's how I use it. Ain't nobody got no questions. Nobody want to know why. Let me ask y'all a question, and I'm just interested in how you answer this. Does anybody think the Earth is flat? Has anybody ever thought about if the Earth is flat? You working on the daily affirmations, Patty? Is a human construct. Yeah, because I seen just different concepts on how people explain a flat Earth, and different concepts on how people explain a globe. Even though we got pictures from outer space, we know that those pictures, when they take pictures from outer space, they have to edit them. So any picture you've seen of the Earth from outer space is actually edited, and that can be backed up by simple research. You can probably Google it and find it, but NASA will tell you they edited it. So I thought that was interesting. And you know what, Cat Daddy? At the end of the day, to be 100% honest with you, I don't think it really matters. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters if it's flat. I don't. I say it like this: if it's round or flat, it won't. It has no effect on my life. Because any way you think about it, I just think. I mean, the whole concept of a snow globe that might go over people's head. A fly can crawl on an apple. That's dope. 22. I like that. I like that. A fly can crawl on an apple. I like that concept. But that's not from gravity. That's because it got sticky feet, right? But yeah, I was interested because I seen I don't know if y'all know Brother Sanchez, if y'all familiar with him. That's his whole content about the flat Earth. So it's like some of the concepts that he present is kind of deep. You think we're in danger every day? We're in danger every day. Um, hmm. I don't know if an asteroid can hit us. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I just think thinking about being in danger every day is, I think that creates fear in some people. If you haven't mastered your emotions, that can be a catalyst for fear. So, um, the reason I don't think like that is because, and I know it's hard to understand this concept, but I'm prepared and there's some things that I won't be prepared for, but I understand I have the intuition, I have the creativity to prepare for anything that I may encounter on the spot. And if I can't, then it is what it is. Um, but no, I don't. I understand the concept because anything can happen at any point in time. But no, I don't rock with that. Um, I'm in danger. Um, I think that can, like I said, be a catalyst for fear, and then you start looking at everything as a threat, which everything is actually a threat. It can be a threat. Anything has the potential. That's the thing, potential. Um, Potential is a great concept because understanding potential helps you become more aware of what you lack and what your strengths and weaknesses. It is what it is. My favorite five word. Hey, I got a couple videos. It is what it is, and if you listen to those videos, I'll get a little bit more unfiltered. Yeah, I love that concept. It is what it is. My grandmother used to say that all the time. It is what it is. That the wisdom of the elders will forever be. I love wise older people because the experiences and the time that they had to understand the experiences holds an abundance amount of information, different perspectives. Here we go. If the Hubble was people owned, we would know the truth. I'll wait for the moon orbit live stream. There ain't nobody even trying to go to the moon no more. They said they can't, bro. They said they can't send people to the moon no more. Um, that made me question. I mean, I question everything. That's how you get clarity. It's through questioning. So I don't think it's wrong to question things because, like I said, you may tell me something, and maybe the way you explained it the first time didn't quite make sense. But if I asked you, you'll begin to define what you say. That's like if I said, I want to buy a house or I want a house, right? You're like, everybody got a picture in their head of a house right now. But if I said I want to buy a Victorian home with a wraparound porch, a minimum of 15 windows, um, you'll have a better understanding what I want. So that's why I believe question can be what you saying, Cap 22. You want to know, is that y'all want to turn this into a conspiracy? Um, we could do, you want to do the next 30 minutes of conspiracy theories? Jeffrey Epstein didn't office, so you don't think so, Perp? Honestly, I don't think he did neither. To be 100% honest, I think he had to go because if he didn't, he would have exposed a lot of different things, and he was already in a compromised position. So it wouldn't shock me if it came out 15, 20 years from now that they offered him. That wouldn't shock me. The crew poll was shook as they seen things. And you know what? Things aren't what we've been told they are. A lot of different things. The moon, the sun, they ain't what they told us it is. Um, I don't even think the sun is as far as what they told us it is. And that's just through observation and scientific methods that people applied and showed that the sun ain't as far as what they tell us it is. So information, like I said, I don't know if y'all was in here earlier, but I think of information as like if I can explain it of something that we all probably observed in nature is a wave crashing up against the shore. Um, I believe that's how I decipher information. I take in what's needed and I release what's not. Because there's some truth in any lie. That's how the lie is structured to hide the truth. So you have to implement a portion of the truth to develop a lie. So even in a lie, some truth to it. Why in the fuck was the flag? Hey, bro. Now I wonder because I wasn't born. I wasn't born yet. So to see that in live, I would love to understand what people was thinking when they seen that, or did people even notice it when they first seen it? There's a lot of stuff that that's why I try to like on here. I talk a lot, but in real life, I'm way more observant because I'm analyzing everything. Um, Not only with hearing and sight, but my other senses. Most of us only think we got five, six. Some even though we got eight. I understand us humans to have 13, and maybe one day I'll do a video on that. But I wouldn't. That I can. I can't agree with some beings give us cancer. I know it can, but um, the more melanin you have, the more you're able to absorb the sun. And anything you absorb, you go through a process similar, especially as humans, similar to photosynthesis in plants. The sun is nurturing. So when you absorb the sun, and you can even look this up, when you absorb, as a melanated being, when you begin to absorb the sun, a chemical called neuromelanin can release from your brain, and so that's deep. I would implore anybody to look that up. But yeah, just like plants, humans can absorb sun, and like I said, the more melanin you have, increases the rate of the sun rays you can absorb, and there's information in the sun rays, information and frequency. That's a whole different subject. But yeah, it's information in the sun. Um, I like to use logic when possible. Yeah, space is too big. Space is big to even explore or study as a human. That's true. Um, I can say that's true. Um, but I will say this too. Um, we put limitations on ourselves, and that's the limitations we put on ourselves is. Um, I say it like this: eventually, when someone stops believing that, we will accomplish more. The more you, yeah, neuromelanin. That's a real thing, as it can save us throughout our future. I will say that's factual also because it's different. It's a whole bunch of different. It's so many different things we haven't tapped into yet. And just think about this: what is this? 80% minimum of our body is water. So, I mean, imagine if we understood the ocean. We can, as so within, so without. If we understood more about the ocean, I think we understand more about ourselves. Your word smell. Oh yeah, PP. Yeah, that's yeah, she do the word of the damn somewhat. Part 22. Yeah, but I think that was deep. I think, me and 22 had a good build. Um, I don't know if Cat Daddy was busy, but Cat Daddy, anytime I'm live, brother, it'll be an honor for you to take the link, hit the panel, and have a conversation. I appreciate you stopping through. I appreciate the conversation that we had yesterday. 22, you always know you're welcome, bro, because you tickle my brain. Um, uh-oh. Thing one just woke up. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I really do. I'm grateful um, that y'all took y'all time out. I know, baby. Okay, go get it. I'm coming. Okay. I appreciate y'all taking y'all time out rocking with me. I really am grateful. I remember when my chat only had one or two people, and having 12 in it is humbling, and I just see it growing more and more. So really appreciate y'all. And like I said, I'm a different type of content creator. I'm not just here to talk. I am for sure. I'm in receiving mode tonight, and I appreciate that, brother. You even coming over here, taking the time to listen to me with an intention to receive that. That's humbling. Just because I know the information that you know and the wisdom that you hold. So for you to take the time out to listen to me, I'm grateful for that. Um, yeah, he about to go Ninja Turtle mode. Oh, for sure. I'm gonna stay solid. Like I said, I created something and I got a responsibility to it. So, and I'm not one who run away from responsibility. So, yo, it's Mike. What's up, brother? I appreciate. Hey, man, I was over there jamming with you earlier, bro. I have my baby girl. I couldn't really type in the chat, but yeah, you was over there jamming, bro. I appreciate you. Hey, do me a favor before we get off here, Perp. Can you put Yo's Mike's link in the chat? Um, yeah, and then I'm gonna get off here after that. But yeah, I remember when I first started, and I had one or two people in the chat, and it's growing. And like I said, I'm the type of content creator where I like to build with people. So. Kana hana bana na hunaha nene anuhana nene baby. Yeah. Apologize talking to my son, but yeah, I appreciate no. We about to go now. I appreciate y'all coming through, and like I said, anytime I'm live, even if I get a subject, just ask to drop the link because I'm here to share. Not only do I want to talk, but I want to hear other people's perception and how they view things. Because, like I said, I utilize information, and I'm an information whore. I'm not gonna lie, but that's how we built is sharing information, bouncing ideas off each other, and that's what this page do. And I appreciate everybody being respectful too, because I know I got a mixture of different people coming in the chat, and people may not um, rock with other people, but I appreciate everybody being respectful because I look at this place similar to a church where we can come and we all got different walks of life, different opinions and different views, but we can come in here and focus on the similarities and build. So I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, you can push the button. I don't even know if they can hear that, bro. You hear them? But yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. But it's the word, you know what I say, conversations build nations. And if you ain't hit that like button, hit that like button for me. And if you're new, hit the subscribe. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor. Share it out. Help me spread the word. But that's all I got. Thank you. Yeah, you can hit that, baby. Come on. Let's go in there.